Hi, I'm Dana, and this is the fourth time I've recorded this intro because I keep swearing in it, so that's really fun for me. I feel like this video could be one of my shorter ones because I do feel like the topic is kind of fairly self-explanatory. But obviously it's not, because I do feel the need to make the video. I largely feel the need to make it from some of the comments that I've been getting personally. As always when it comes to comments that I've gotten, if you're not blocked, then you haven't pissed me off. I'm very aware that the vast majority of comments that I get have the best of intentions, even if they kind of annoy me a little bit. So like, as long as I don't think you're trying to be an asshole, as long as I don't think the comment is trying to upset me, if I can see that there is some level of trying to be helpful, not trying to be an asshole, you get to stay. It's fine. I understand. If you have the chance to apologise, there's nothing for you to apologise for, because if there was, I would have blocked you. This is my little safe space. I don't care. I'm blocking anyone that makes it feel like it's not a safe space. But that being said, to get into the actual point of the video, I've had an influx of comments from people saying like, just try doing this. And it's with this very dismissive sort of tone that I'm picking up. Maybe it's not intended to be there, but I'm picking up on it, where it feels like other autistic people are almost tired of hearing other autistic people complain about any part of the autistic experience. It feels as though there's some people that sort of feel as though they think they've sorted themselves out. You know, they've figured out how to be the ultimate autistic person. And I understand to a point how if you feel that way, you would want to share that and help out other people. But there's also a level to which we're all fucking different. Every autistic person is a different person. We all experience being autistic differently. And so often when people are commenting things, it feels like you want me to just stop being autistic. Like, I get a lot of comments where it feels like you want me to just be cured. You want me to find some sort of magic accommodation that suddenly means that I don't have an autistic experience anymore. And it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry. I've spent my entire life trying so fucking hard at one thing or another. I've from the age of 16, I've repeatedly been pushing off burnouts or actively in a burnout because all I do with my life is fucking try. Like, I've been told so many times, like, you're really a trial, aren't you? And like, yeah, I very rarely fucking succeed at anything. I very rarely get rid of the stress. I very rarely get rid of the anxiety. It feels like I am constantly pushing and trying to better myself, trying to better my surroundings, trying to find the right accommodations, trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me in the first place. It has been non-stop effort, mentally and physically and everything else, Lee. And now you're implying if I somehow muster the energy to try a little bit harder, which I can't fucking do, my life will be really easy and nice. It's just that I'm not trying hard enough. Yeah, and there's definitely a level of like superiority to it as well. And like I say, this isn't like from a large percentage of my comments, but it is something that I feel like I've noticed increased in my comments. I've noticed increased in the types of videos that I'm seeing on TikTok. The last like maybe 2 to 3 months, I've seen so many more videos on TikTok from people being like, I don't care if you're autistic, don't do this thing. And like, I can't turn off my autistic traits. And it's frankly upsetting and extra invalidating, and generally just feels worse for me to have it coming from other autistic people, because it does feel like, at least with like sort of the general population a lot of the time, I can be like, my brain's different to yours. Of course, my life and the way that I process things and the way that I react and the way that I behave and the way that I feel safe and comfortable and all of that is going to be different because we have different types of brain, and we're going to have similarities. There's going to be some things that are the same because I am still a human person, but I'm an autistic human person, so there's also going to be some differences. And that's where I feel like I'm able to like be kind to myself and just accept that. It's a whole different type of struggle when it's other autistic people that are acting as though some of us just don't try hard enough. Not only like I think a level of it is that there's an implication, or like I feel like there's an implication that I've been made to feel as though both we're not trying hard enough to accommodate to ourselves as autistic people and treating ourselves like autistic people and like dealing with the autism side, combined with not trying hard enough to like be normal, you know? But it also, I feel, this is all, as always, this is just my opinion and what I've been reckoning, because I've just increasingly seen things online that make me feel bad about myself. And it's a bit weird and strange to me, honestly, because, like, I've put a lot of effort into catering my online spaces to be places that make me feel safe, make me feel validated, make me feel good. Sure, like, I do not want an echo chamber. I do follow people who have different experiences to me, different opinions to me. I want to, like, have a range of people on there, you know? But I also just, when I am already putting full effort in, I am trying so fucking hard. And in lots of ways, I've succeeded at things with when it comes to accommodating to myself and creating a life that I don't fucking hate and that isn't just constantly burning me out and making me feel terrible. You know, like, I'm not entirely there, but I'm getting closer, and I've done a lot of work, and I've come so fucking far from where I was, but they don't see that, and they're not thinking of any fucking context. And that's one thing that also extra annoys me, because I kind of understand it when, like, I've commented on a TikTok video and someone else replies to me on the TikTok video and all they have is that one comment. When it's on my videos on YouTube, there must be hundreds of hours of context of my life on here by now, you know? And people will be like, oh, I haven't watched it, I don't know. And it's like, well, don't fucking say anything then. Like, I think that's one of my things with the internet is I'm so tired of people, like, commenting on things that they don't need to be commenting on, where it's like, you just have nothing to offer. I don't know why you're bothering here. Like, you could have just watched the video and gained whatever you gained from it without just saying some random bollocks that's completely unnecessary and just here to make someone... That's the thing though, is so often I don't feel like these comments are to try and make anyone feel bad. Like I said a little while ago, because this is kind of rambling, I'm sorry, but I do honestly believe that it's from autistic people that are like, I've sorted myself, I feel good, I feel happy, I fixed this, this and this, you just need to do the same thing. And I don't, it won't work for me because I'm a different person. And the fact that we are both autistic does mean that we may have more similarities, we're still not the same. And just the pure level to which people get annoyed when they suggest an accommodation and I've come back and been like, that doesn't work because of this and this. The amount of times I've been told you're just looking for excuses. The amount of times I've seen it happen with other people and other people having discussions and it becomes this like, you're just looking for excuses, you just don't want to help yourself. And like, no, you've just suggested an accommodation that doesn't work for someone because you do not have the full context of their lives. And like, I've been in the situations where I'm trying to suggest things to friends and they're saying, no because, no but, yes but. And I get that like there's a level of like frustration nearly because you want to help, but also I'm not getting pissy with my friend, I'm not accusing them of making excuses unless they genuinely are, you know? Like I feel like we've all had the experience of the person that just keeps complaining about the same thing fucking over and over and over and over, and it's like, you have ways to fix it, we've suggested ways to fix it, you've been offered help to fix it, shh, you know? But that's a rule, and it's, you know, absolutely with the people I choose to continue being friends with and continue listening to and like enjoy being around and hearing from, I understand that it is the case of like, you've tried that thing, it just straight up doesn't work, there's this bit of context that you didn't feel was important to explain, but now that I've made an accommodation suggestion, it is important because that's why the accommodation doesn't work. And I just feel like there's such minimal thought going into so many comments, and as much as I'm talking about it based on comments, the true issue is the mindset behind it, you know? The issue isn't that people are saying it, the issue is that people genuinely are out there thinking, both neurotypical, holistic, or autistic, like the whole fucking lot. There's people that genuinely think that we would all be able to just integrate with society and be a normal person and all of that if we just did this one little thing that we're just too lazy to bother to try, when that's just so massively not the case for like 99.99999% of people. I'm so tired of being made to feel in one way or another as though I'm disabling myself and not as though I'm living as a disabled person and doing my best and trying my hardest. And just as someone who, I think it was like 2017, 2018 that I started thinking like, I think I actually am autistic, and started like lurking in online spaces, and it does feel like it's something I've seen an increase in the last few months, and it's not one that I fucking like. You know, like I feel like I'm increasingly seeing the thing of like, autistic people need to just learn to be normal, they just need to learn to not be like that, they just need to learn to do better. And like, to a level, yeah, like we can all learn and grow and build on what we've already done and become better people and learn how to like socialise better and how to look after ourselves better and how to make our lives easier. It's not going to make me stop being autistic. It's not going to make me less autistic, you know? It's just going to mean that I have accommodation so that my life is somewhat easier. It's not going to suddenly mean that all of my autistic traits are fixed and I'm exactly the same as a neurotypical person. Like, that's just not how it works. I wish it did. You know, if that was how it fucking worked, I'd have a full-time job and I'd be living high life and going on holidays and travelling about and, like, you know, I would be living like other people do, but I can't. And like I said, I do think this video is probably going to be shorter than usual, so I am approaching the point of being able to wrap it up. And this is where I don't want to say something like super controversial, and I really don't want to get fucking cancelled either, but I do think that there's a level to which it is, you know, I when I first entered like the autism space online, it was very much just like, you're autistic or you're not. And it does feel like it's the last few years that I've more so seen levels coming into it, and especially like the level 1, 2 and 3. I think it was around the first times that, like when I was first exploring the autism community, that people were talking about switching from using high and low functioning because like it's just not the best way to go about it. And that's where we came to the low or high support needs. And then I've personally been seeing people increasingly talk about what level they are, but I don't know if that's because I went through my diagnosis again and was like, oh shit, I'm level 2 with substantial support needs. But I do also think that there's a major issue in people online, including other autistic people, assuming that being verbal automatically means that you are a level 1 autistic person with low support needs, when for me, that's not the case. Alone in my bedroom with no one perceiving me, no one able to hear me, no one looking at me, I can talk for fucking England. I can and do talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. I'm not capable of doing this in front of people. I'm not capable of speaking this confidently, speaking for this long, speaking at this volume. I'm not capable of it. I can't do it in front of real life people. Even going in to see my own GP, I'm just stuttering and stumbling over words, and I can't even explain my fucking issues properly. I can't advocate for myself. You know, like I manage most days to eat one meal a day, and that from around 4 to 5 p.m. until I sit down to eat it, usually between 8 and 9 p.m. My entire brain, my entire focus, everything I have is focused on being able to cook one meal to eat that day. That takes like 4 hours. Like, I do feel like there is very consistently a very large assumption, especially from the people who do have very low support needs and are really able to mask and are like, as much as like I'll give, it sounds fucking difficult, and when I tried, I just straight up couldn't fucking do it because that's not the type that I am. That's not what I have going on. You know, like, it's not that I'm saying it's an easier fucking life to be having. I'm not saying it's like good for you, but I am saying that there are somewhat different experiences, and the fact that I'm able to sit and talk to my phone in my bedroom seems to make people think that I can just transfer that to outside and socialise just fine. And like, I'm sorry, if I could just go out into the world and be like this and be myself and socialise without hassle, I wouldn't have gotten a fucking autism diagnosis. You know, like, that's what it boils down to so often when people are telling me what to try and what to do and like, just try harder at this and just go out and do this. If I could just do those things, I wouldn't fucking be autistic. I'm done there. Like I said, I feel like it is like a somewhat self-explanatory thing if you think about it, but also it's obviously fucking not, because I feel like I'm seeing a rise of it that I really don't like and I really don't enjoy. And I don't mean to be a little baby being like, I want my internet experience to be nice, but I do want my internet experience to be pleasant, and I don't want to feel like I'm being like shat on by people. And you know, I am probably projecting and taking it a bit more personally than I need to, but I would rather just talk about it now and be wrong rather than stay quiet about it and notice it being a really massive issue in a year and just, you know, like, I'd rather just fucking bring it up now. So I am now done speaking. I don't feel like this was like a rambly mess. Like, I have rambled a little bit, but I feel like I've gotten my point across. And this is the type of thing that like a bunch of my videos lately, I've been very like, I feel like you're either going to understand or you're going to not. And I felt very validated in that opinion when reading the comments, because the comments are very much like either people that I can tell, like, we're just on the same fucking brainwave, you get it, like, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And then there'll be equally lengthy comments from other people, and I'm like, you're making great points. They're not mine. They're not really anything to do with the topic that I'm on here. They're not really anything to do with what we're talking about. Like, they're good points, but you don't get it. You don't understand. You don't have this experience that I'm directly talking about, and it's fine, but it's been really interesting to see that I'm right about it, you know. But I am gonna shut the fuck up now. Also, real quick detour, the one type of comment that I don't block people for, but that genuinely does annoy me, and that I genuinely do have something to say about, is people that say like, oh, this video would be so helpful if you just didn't swear so much. I just wish you did. It's classist, and you can go fuck yourself. So whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days.